Good morning and welcome back to World Talks here on TVP World. I'm Diana Skaya. Now, in a major shakeup, France has named Stéphane Séjourné as its new European Commissioner, this following Thierry Breton's surprise resignation Monday morning ahead of the 2024 elections. Now, joining me to discuss this issue further is online Karolina Borońska-Hryniewiecka, Associate Research Fellow at the Université Paris-Panthéon-Sorbonne, and in studio with me, Piotr Kaczyński, EU expert at the Geremek Foundation. Thank you so much, both of you, for being with us here today at World Talks at TVP World.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Maybe we can start with you, Ms. Karolina. So on Monday morning, yesterday, we have Thierry Breton, who announced that he no longer intends to be an EU commissioner, right? And if we can say that relations between, from what we know so far, Breton and von der Leyen have deteriorated. So what is the main reason? What can you tell us?
Well, first of all, we have to say that what we have been witnessing over the last 48 hours is a clear power play between individuals and also between institutions, because on the individual level, we clearly see that the president of the Commission, the incumbent president of the Commission, the former president of the Commission, one person, von der Leyen, has dominated the negotiation process over the appointment of commissioner candidates, and she has basically played very skillfully the process of I would say, eliminating uncomfortable candidate, someone with whom she had several clashes over the last years, Thierry Breton, and very diplomatically proposed to France that if you want to have an influential portfolio, and if you want to have executive vice presidents, because that was the ambition of Emmanuel Macron, to finally have vice president in the Commission, you need to rethink the appointment of Thierry Breton. And let's analyze a little bit the timeline. When we were looking at June, when von der Leyen had to obtain support from member states for her reappointment, she accepted Breton without any reservations. And that was Macron's wish to keep him in Brussels. But now, when Macron is much more weakened in the domestic field, and at the same time, she feels already strong because she knows she's keeping the position for the next mandate, she had the courage and she had the, let's say, assertiveness to negotiate, to bargain, and she said she would rather have someone else. On the other hand, Macron also is not losing here because he's appointing now his closest ally, someone who's a young politician, who's a follower of Macron's policies, and also someone who can be totally trusted on very different levels, political, policy-oriented, but also a strategic thinking. And Breton was much more doubtful in this sense, but maybe I will keep it for later.
Thank you, Caroline. Mr. Piotr, I'm seeing you here trying to refute a little bit of these claims, but tell me what you wanted to say on Karolina's point, but also what do you think some of the implications of Breton's resignation on France's role is going to take part in the EU, and actually what Séjourné is now stepping into his role, how is that going to shift gears for the French government?
First of all, good morning, Karolina, as well. We know each other. The thing is that what Karolina said is absolutely correct from the point of view of the power play between von der Leyen and Macron. But what I'd like to point out here is that this is a new start, fresh start. And von der Leyen is seeing right now Thierry Breton as a basically a problem. Why? Because of Elon Musk and the entire dialogue out there between Thierry Breton and the big tech companies, especially American ones, especially ahead of the US elections. And in this context of having a clear start between US and EU with new mandates, whoever is the president of the United States and the new European Commission, von der Leyen has an option here to remove an obstacle, and the obstacle being Thierry Breton. So she used the opportunity. She didn't use the opportunity to take another lady or woman into the college, as we know that she faces a major gender imbalance.
Which is something that she wanted to do also, right?
Yes.
With this gender parity now. But would you say that Séjourné is a good choice?
Would Séjourné be a good choice? It's a very important political move from another angle. This is to secure European Parliament's backing, because if we look back of the last couple of weeks, Renew Europe was one of the big groups out there that were backing von der Leyen in July, but may be hesitant in light of Mr. Raffaele Fitto coming into the Commission at the position of the executive vice president. And now she has, as executive vice president, somebody who was a leader of Renew Europe in the European Parliament at the same level as Mr. Fitto. So this is an attempt to balance the ECR with Renew Europe and to beef up the Renew Europe in the European Commission. So right now, European Commission will have two executive vice presidents coming from Renew Europe. That is Séjourné and Kaja Kallas, which is a very strong message to tell Renew Europe, I need you to support the entire Commission, even if it is ECR vice president, executive vice president on board.
Karolina, maybe you can tell me. Yes.
Could I step in just for a moment?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. I very much agree with Piotr, but I actually see a risk here in the sense of appointing Séjourné. Let us remember that now the whole process of confirmation hearings starts at the European Parliament, and this is called a grilling. I mean, this will be very tough hearings in specialized committees where Séjourné will have to face tough questions. And
tough questions such as what, Karolina, if you can elaborate on
tough questions about what is his strategy, for example, to tackle digital giants as Elon Musk, for example, how he wants to continue this regulation to protect European Union interests. And we have to remember that Thierry Breton was very outspoken and very firm on this front. And I personally doubt that the European Parliament, who's always standing on the citizens' side, will be very happy about Séjourné. First of all, he's very young. He doesn't have the necessary experience in AI regulation. He's learning. His main merit, I would say politically, is that he's loyal to President of France. But Thierry Breton was very much respected for what he has achieved on the regulatory level. And this is standing more on citizens' side. I'm not sure if Séjourné will not face the same fate as Sylvie Goulard faced in 2019, when she was basically rejected by the European Parliament. Okay, she had other problems. That was a problem of her assistant. But basically, I don't see it in so pink colors as Piotr in terms of the wide acceptance of Séjourné by the European Parliament, by the whole, over 500 MEPs.
I think Piotr here in studio wants to comment
yes,
on that.
Yes, absolutely. On the grilling, I fully agree with you, but I don't think that it's only Séjourné who's going to have problems. I think many of those commissioners coming in, or the nominates for commissioners candidates, are going to be grilled, and there's more questions than we have ever seen at the level of the European Parliament agreeing to particular individuals. And it includes the Italian, it includes the Hungarian, it includes the French, for the reasons that Karolina just mentioned. So there's more questions to come. But for today, which is, 17th of September, when von der Leyen is playing out the field of who gets what and the roles, what she will ask the Parliament to give her the blessing for this. For now, this is a power play, and this is an important signal as I think we are in sync here, maybe putting a little bit more point on certain elements of the system also to come. And this is where Séjourné will definitely have to be super humble, like every other Commission candidate in front of the European Parliament, and to be presumptive that the Parliament will approve me because I was in the European Parliament is actually a no-go and a very wrong footing to start with.
So both of you are mentioning all these challenges now, but what about key strategies that you think, Karolina or Piotr, to answer this question, that Séjourné should focus on to be able to maintain a kind of unified approach among these member states, particularly when it comes to talking about and addressing important issues like defense, for instance?
Well, actually, defense, as far as I'm concerned, will not be under Séjourné's portfolio. Of course, he will have a very strong portfolio because he will be in charge of the internal market. He will be responsible for the whole prosperity and competitiveness of the European Union, including financial services and including innovation and research and trade. But defense will be out of his remit. It will be reserved for other big fishes, I would say. Mm-hmm. I think that he has to ally himself with the interest of the union. He cannot appear there at the hearing as a French lobbyist. Let's remember, European Commission is a supranational institution, very much contrary to the Council, which is intergovernmental, and then everybody's there presenting interests of its own member state. In the Commission, it's very important that each commissioner convinces the Parliament, I am here to protect the interests of the community, of the citizens. We have to think citizens. We cannot think Macron, von der Leyen, Renew, or EPP. We have to think citizens during the hearings. If he buys in that narrative, if he is convincing enough, I think he will get it. But I think this is 50-50, and it will be very exciting to observe.
Piotr.
Yes, there's you asked about defense. I think there's a very important nuance here. Von der Leyen gets into the second commission 3 people who are super close to their prime ministers or presidents, as Macron is. So Macron, Tusk, and Meloni, their first hands people, exactly, right. Their right hands on EU affairs are coming into the Commission. This is putting these 3 individuals on the same level, and this is a very important message that this Commission will need to get across. That this is difficult times we are facing right now, and these 3 individuals who are strong personalities, but nevertheless very close political allies to international capitals, are going to navigate this difficult road of having this link between your capital and the center in the European Commission, which is supranational, and there is autonomy of the Commission vis-a-vis governments, vis-a-vis member states. So, talking about the French commissioner, of course, he is French, he's coming from France, but in the Commission, he in no way can factually represent French interests as such. Therefore, defense is one of the big topics for von der Leyen, and being this important topic for her, this will be something where commissioners like Séjourné will have to be in sync with the president, and the president is only making her mind about what is going to happen with defense and defense fund, for example.
Karolina, just very briefly, you can, if you can.
I totally agree. This is a very complex process that we are in now. It's very important because it's a power play about directions in which the European Union will go in this very critical moment of, obviously, war. And we have US elections approaching very fast.
That's right.
Coming up. So we also need to have people who are not on the collision course with the US, whoever is the president. Mm-hmm. So Séjourné would be better here. But then the question is, what are the interests of the union? What are the interests of the
very
citizens,
interesting
right?
how to see that how these will all unfold. Thank you so much. Our time is up, but thank you so much, Karolina Borońska-Hryniewiecka, Associate Research Fellow, and Piotr Kaczyński, EU expert at the Geremek Foundation. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that's all for this edition of World Talks on TVP World. Stay tuned for more.